Today on The Express, we're going to taste our way through BC's best stories. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
On today's show,
Nobody in Vancouver have tasted yet.
Cultus Lake Water Park's Big Summer, East Van's new hophead heaven,
One of the best growing areas in the Okanagan for grapes.
BC's Wonder Wine Region, a backroad tour of the Naramata Bench,
All these people come to the side of the ferry and they start watching us.
making music and gaining momentum. Meet local band Good for Grapes. And later, it's Araxi's pastry powerhouse. See that and more local expression.
Welcome to The Express, only on Shaw TV. I'm Johanna Ward. We have a pretty interesting show today, if I do say so, all about people who are pursuing their passions, be it for pastry, music, minerals, or microbrew. Here at Parallel 49 in East Vancouver, we're going to meet some beer geeks whose passion is driven by thirst.
It's a sudsy story from East Vancouver. After 15 years of no new craft breweries opening in Van City, Parallel 49 is one of the new beers, newbies on the block.
For a hophead, you must be living the dream, hey?
Well, you know, we're all doing our best. At the end of the day, all of us who work here and are kind of involved in this thing, we're all beer geeks at heart. We have a big passion for craft beer in general and really loving the growth of not just us, but every other craft brewer throughout BC.
Mike Todd says it flows from a thirst for quality and variety.
Similar to the wine industry was 25 years ago.
Just like the winemakers, you need a skilled brewmaster, someone like Graham With to turn the golden goose into golden juice.
I did a chemical engineering degree at UBC. It's pretty similar. You're dealing with pumps and processes, so it's got a lot of overlap.
The not-so-secret ingredients in here?
Yep, it's Canadian-grown barley. We use a mixture of different roasted blends.
Unlike the grains who travel via the auger and the miller, we take the stairs to get to the mash tun.
How often do you want to climb inside there, like I feel like?
Well, I have to climb in after every brew we do,
Oh,
and
really?
then sweep all the grains out and get ready for the next batch.
There's no chance that any of you gets into the beer.
No,
The
everything's
next batch.
sterilized in our boiler,
Nice.
so it's pretty sanitary in there.
So I could climb in right now if I want
Yeah,
to?
I would love it if you would.
Not this visit. He probably just wants help cleaning up so he can focus on the blending of the hops, the ticking of the clocks, and the finite temperatures. It's obvious who the beer boss is in this gin joint.
Is it art or is it science? So if you don't consider yourself to be a magician, you're more like the alchemist?
Yeah, okay, I could go with that.
So go with alchemist?
Yeah, alchemist sounds about right.
Okay. Or brewmaster.
Maybe beer engineer.
Beer engineer. I like beer engineer.
Yeah.
Okay. And who gets to be the taste tester to make sure that you did your job right?
It's primarily me, but I sit everyone down, and then we have to critically taste the beer and see if it's ready to go.
Critically, huh? Well, not to be left out, we wrap up our tour in Parallel 49's soon-to-be-open tasting room.
It is our seed spitter watermelon wit. So off the nose of the beer, you're going to get like a little bit of just a watermelon smell to it, and then you're going to get just a tiny bit on the finish.
Smells like summer.
What this more or less is, it's your regular typical lager. However, it's hopped like a West Coast IPA. So you can get the lightness of the lager, but you're going to get a bit of that, hop flavor that you're going to get off a big pale ale or an IPA.
Is this the Hopperazzi?
You got it.
Ooh. This is my people. You put chocolate in here? In the beer?
Well, not quite. What we use is chocolate malt. It's a darker grain, which is kind of the same flavor that you get with chocolate. So this is more or less our pale ale, but again, with the spirit of keeping different, that bit of chocolate malt gives you a bit of chocolate finish on the end. That's
It's
our
delicious.
old boy ale.
Can I pour this over ice cream?
You can try. Let me know how it tastes.
Be the new malt. The new ice cream float.
This is our hoppy red ale, our Gypsy Tears Ruby Ale. For you hop lovers out there, this is the beer that's really gonna, give you that extra hop punch that a lot of the people here on the West Coast are looking for.
Well, this is the one that's going to smack me in the face.
You got it.
Call them hopheads or beer geeks or boys of the brew. Either way, it's clear that the crew at Parallel 49 are bottling up not just a drink to get drunk, but a beer that's sincere.
Well done, gentlemen. Congratulations. You want to know my favorite?
All of them?
Well, I have a definite favorite. I'm going with the old boy.
The old boy.
Yeah, beer engineer, sure, but chocolate in beer, genius.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Parallel 49's retail store and tasting room is expected to open here in East Vancouver mid-July. At it, along with buying stock, you'll be able to buy and fill growlers. And for those of you that are not beer drinkers at growlers, a big jug, it's about 2 liters. Now, for those of you that are wine drinkers, you're going to love this next story, whether your palate loves the Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Noir. Reporter Kendall Harris is taking us inside an exclusive tasting that puts the kiwi in our wines.
It was a room full of people sipping and talking about wine grown and produced in the far-off country of New Zealand.
We are the New Zealand wine growers, and we have the pleasure of bringing across Canada 25 wineries. The beauty of coming into Vancouver is that we're bringing wines that are new, never been tasted before in Canada, or we're bringing in a new vintage from the 2011 season for whites, or the 2010 from the reds. So these are wines really that nobody in Vancouver have tasted yet. Our Sauvignon Blanc might be the benchmark not only from New Zealand, but possibly globally. They're stunning wines with very vibrant fruit, very focused, and more importantly, ripe, and then this lovely acidity supporting the wine.
One of the many New Zealand wine producers on hand to share the fruit of their newest vintage was Villa Maria Estate.
Everyone's totally in love with New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. So it's a fantastic time to be here. We're the fastest growing category in Canada. We're almost double the next country in growth rate. So right now we're off a small base, but we're really the exciting new thing in Canada. So it's exciting to be here.
New Zealand wine growers have put sustainability at the top of their priority list.
Their whole mandate is to make sure all of the wineries in New Zealand, North Island, South Island, are part of this Great New Zealand program, which just makes sure that water is recycled and vineyards are treated well. So sustainability has a very broad range of ideas behind it. So New Zealand, I think, is on the forefront around the world for that.
Tastings such as this are valuable for New Zealand wineries, as Canada is an important export market.
New Zealand is one of a very small number of countries that exports over half its food and beverage outside of New Zealand. So most of the stuff we make, we send all around the world. So we're really well connected to international markets. They're vitally important to us, and we produce some fantastic high quality wines and some fantastic great tasting food.
Wine and food that Canadians will definitely be enjoying this summer season. In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
The website is nzwine.com if you'd like to find out more about those wines from down under. But today's Express isn't just about filling your glass, be it with wine or beer, from here at Parallel 49. It's also about finding your sweet tooth. We're joining Nicole Fitzgerald in Whistler at Araxi. So what you got cooking?
Well, pastry chef Aaron Heath is making Araxi's legendary Black Forest cakes. There's so many steps. We're going to learn about the science and creativity behind one of Whistler's top pastry chefs.
Yeah, well, I hope you get to help with the taste testing and licking the spoons, because I got to help with the taste testing a little earlier on today's show. Anyway, we will check back in with Nicole at Araxi later on today's Express and share these stories.
All these people come to the side of the ferry and they start watching us.
The success of Surrey band Good for Grapes.
We could be one step away from the next big, huge discovery.
Rock hounding on the Fraser River. The Express, only on Shaw TV.
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.